Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. My name is Jim Owen. I'm a product manager with Basic Coatings. We have Ashton Salinger here. He's our Southeast Regional Manager, and Bill Long's our Midwest Regional Manager. And we're going to do a demo today with our Hypertone stains. This product has been out for a couple years, but we continue to get a lot of interest and questions. So we prepared two separate demos. On this panel, we're going to do a traditional stain application using a buffer. And then on this panel, we're going to do a tint application. So we went ahead and the panel's been sanded, we sealed it, and then we put one coat of tinted product down. It's our Street Shoe NXT product with the Hypertone stains in it to give you a good base coat. So then you can see what it looks like after one coat and after two coats, okay? So on this panel, well, let me go through quickly if I don't forget anything. So Hypertone stain is a water-oil hybrid stain. So it's primarily a water-based stain. That's the carrier for the product. It's available in 14 colors. You get about 800 square feet per gallon, so it does go quite a ways. We have formulas for dozens of other formulas on our website. We have them broken down by red oak, white oak, maple, Brazilian cherry. So we're trying to expand the color line and give users more options. So one of the good things about it is it's non-flammable and it's got a very low odor. So you're welcome to come up after the demo and give it the sniff test. Most of the products are around 170 VOCs. So it is a relatively low odor product. My favorite benefit is you can wipe the stain right off the baseboards. So assuming there's a satin or a semi-gloss paint on the baseboards, you can go through with a damp rag and just clean up the job. And one of the keys to this, most important takeaway, is we make an additive. It's called Stain Glide. This is a dry time extender. We really want everybody to put this into the Hypertone stains before you try it. This will just prolong the dry time. It helps prevent lap lines and things like that. You can use as much as 18 or 20 ounces per gallon. So we sell this in gallons and in pints, along with the other colors. And then the other most important thing is when you're staining it, you want to get as much of the excess pigment as possible off the floor. So we're going to do a demo here and show you how to apply it, but using the Stain Glide and removing the residual stain are the two most important things you can do with this product, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. Bill, you want to go ahead and, so we're going to water pop it first. We highly encourage that. It helps open up the grain to get maximum color saturation. You don't have to wait for the panel to be completely dry because it's a water-based stain. You just want to make sure there's no standing puddles or excess water on the floor. Then we just like to take a roller or a T-bar or something to work that moisture into the panel. One thing you'll notice with these stains is the richness of the pigment. So depending on the look that you want to achieve, if you want to preserve some of the wood grain, you can cut the stains with a clear base product to help tone down the richness of the color. Because some of our colors like jet black and slate are so dark that they can disguise the wood grain a little bit. So you can put some clear base in and kind of lighten that up and preserve the wood grain. So, yep. So the best way to put this product down is with a roller. We want you just to paint it on in 3-foot strips along with the grain of the wood. There you go. Get a little bit more there. And if you put the Stain Glide in, you'll have ample time to get back for your next row to avoid lap lines and things like that. So water popping, rolling it on. So it works best with a 2-man team, honestly. So one guy can put the stain down and another guy can use the buffer. That's pretty good. So get the stain on there, and then take a low-speed buffer with a white cleaning pad. We don't recommend the thin stain pads or the carpet pads because those have a tendency to generate too much heat. But the thick white pad is good for spreading that product out, getting it into the wood, and you have a nice consistent look.
Let's go ahead and just do the rest of the panel and then we'll
Okay.
get the racks on. Might be about all I need.
That's good. So this is a provincial, I believe, right,
Yep.
Bill? Okay. So this is our provincial color.
Throw those racks now.
So once you have it blended in with the buffer, to remove that excess stain, throw a couple thick terry cloth rags down underneath that white pad, and then that'll help pull up any of the excess stain that's not penetrated into the wood. And then just check your towel. When you start to see minimal transfer of color, then it's pretty safe that you got most of that residual stain off.
Might just a rack the corners though.
So dry time with this product is 3 hours or so under ideal conditions. If using the stain glide, the dry time extender, that will prolong the dry time a little bit. But honestly, we don't sell this water-based stain as in terms of speed. We sell it based on the water-based advantages, non-flammability. You can throw your rags right in the trash. There's no odor. A lot of high-rises and multi-family units are moving in this direction because of the benefits. So it's a little bit different than a traditional oil-based stain, but once you get it, it's pretty smooth sailing. Question?
As soon as you buff it in, you can walk on it.
Yeah.
You can, but you're going to have it over your shoes.
The-
It will come out.
The question was, how soon can you walk on it? So once you do your first row, by the time you buff it and get all the residual stain off, you can walk on it. Okay. Any other questions on the traditional buffer application? No? Okay. So we're going to move over to the tinted panel. So this is a different way that you can leverage the hypertone stains. We've tested it in all of our sealers and finishes to make sure there's chemical compatibility. You can't put our stain in every finish out there. Sometimes it just doesn't work. So we've done that work on the front end and tested it. So what it offers you is the ability to change the color of the floor without sanding it. So maybe you stain the floor and the homeowner wants a little bit of a darker stain. Well, then you could come right over the top with a tinted top coat or a finish coat and bring that color back to where you wanted it. Or if you can't sand the floor, but the homeowner wanted to change the color, this enables you to do that. So what we did is we took, what did we use, 3 ounces?
Yes.
We used 3 ounces of provincial, or tobacco, excuse me, and then we mixed that into Street Shoe NXT Satin. So what I would recommend is erring on the side of putting a little in versus too much. Because once you get a coat down, you'll get an idea of how dark that's going to be. You can always go back and put down another coat if you want. So we pre-tinted this panel. This has 3 ounces of tobacco in a gallon of Street Shoe. So what Ashton's going to do, he's going to go ahead and put another coat on that, and then he's going to put a coat on the sealed panel so you can see what it looks like. Depending what color you're using and how much stain you're putting in, you can see some streakiness with your first coat. But after you put down a coat, a second or a third coat, it starts to even out. Don't recommend using a roller for this. The best applicator is a trim pad or a small T-bar. Question? Okay. You really want to pay attention to feathering out and just making sure the puddle that you drag is real clean and consistent, and just be extra careful and diligent with your application. Because since there's a pigment in the finish now, it's going to show any little imperfection. So we recommend sealing the floor first so you have a clear coat, you're preserving the look of that wood panel, and then put 2 or 3 tint coats down, and then you finish with a clear coat. So you don't have a pigmented coat on top. You want a clear coat protecting that pigmented layer. Let's see.
Those are seal coats, all your field coats, and those aren't all two components.
Speak up.
Those aren't all two components, all those layers, are they? Those are seal coats that you're putting the tint in?
Yes. It's not a sealer, it's a finish. But I did not catalyze that particular gallon, no.
You can put it in any of our finishes.
What's that?
Let them know that you put it in any of our finishes.
Yeah, you can do this with any of our finishes. So Emulsion Pro, Street Shoe, Pure Matte, our newest product, Main Street, they all accept the tint. So pour it in, shake it up real good, make sure it's mixed thoroughly, and then when the opportunity presents it, you can give it a try. Go to our website, basiccoatings.com, give us a call, we're here to help. We have technical bulletins and videos and a lot of experience on our team to help you out with anything you might want to do relative to basic coating. So, you guys have anything else to add? Do we have any questions?
We do recommend sealing it first. Did you say that? Sealing it first and then actually doing this.
I said that, yeah. Yeah, just to reiterate, seal it first with a clear coat, then do your tinted finish coats, and then a final clear top coat. Okay. All right, well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Come by our booth up front if you have any questions. We have samples and things like that. And thanks for joining us.